Okay, everyone, we're gonna make a little bit of a healthy lunch day. A little bit of meat, red meat, with our vegetables. I have broccoli, leeks, onions, and the onions and the leeks gonna give the steak a little bit of flavor, in case you don't have to add a lot of spices or anything to it. Now, all you do is just dice your meat, whatever kind of meat you have. Just cut it into little pieces, just like this. Okay. The next thing you're gonna do is take your leek. You're gonna make big old cubes, slices, sorry, not cubes. Slices about this big. Okay, nice and easy. Again, when you're cutting, just remember your fingers. Take your time. You don't need to speed it up. That's it. And the more onions, the more flavor, more leeks, more flavor. So it's really up to you how you want it. Okay? I like a lot of leeks in my food, so I don't mind. Nice and easy. Okay? Now, the next one we're going to do, push that aside, we're going to do the onions. Okay? Again, remember, the way I do it is, again, be careful for your fingers. Just put a little dent in it. Put your hands on top. Slice it in the middle. Alright? Again, if you don't cut here first, the gases won't release and they won't tear up. So that's a little secret I have that I use. Okay? So, again, just cut here. Peel it off, if you will. That's it, like that. Just peel it off. Again, I haven't cried yet, you notice that. But once I cut this, that's when I'll start crying. So what I'll do is I'll usually cut all of them first and peel them before I really do the cutting. See? There you go. Nice and easy. Again, don't cry. You don't see any tears yet. You didn't even smell it. No crying. Alright, I'm going to do the other piece. Again, you can do one, you can do two. It's really up to you how much onions you want into your food with your beef. Okay? Again, I like my white onions. White onion is supposed to help your white blood cells, which helps boost your immune system. So onions are good for you. But when you want to kiss someone, it might not be the best thing, okay? Doesn't matter. We're going to eat. All right, so here we go. I've got that. So I'm going to start cutting here. And again, you don't have to chop them in small pieces because when you grill it, or when you fry it, not really fry, but grill it, you just want to grill in big pieces. Cut them in 4 pieces if you wish. Also saves the time that you don't cry. Now I can really smell that the gases have released. I can smell a little bit, but because I saved it at the end, I'm not going to be crying the whole time I cut these. Okay, this is a big piece, so I'm going to cut them into a little bit more sections. Okay, good. That's it. So that's how you prepare for a lunch. Really nice and simple. Your meat, your leeks, and your onions, and then you get your broccoli. Okay, so we've got our pan. We'll put a little bit of olive oil in it. That's it. We're going to take our leeks. Oh, it'd be nice to turn on the stove first. Make sure you turn on your stove. All right. Go ahead and put the leeks in, put the onions in, and then just stir it around. Now, you ask me how long should I leave it in there? Well, it's really up to you. Some people like to have it really cooked, really nice and well done because it's not as potent in your stomach. Because some people have a hard time eating onions and things like that. So it's really up to you how long you want. But just make sure you cook it a little bit. Put a little bit of the olive oil on top of it. That's it. And then you want to get a spatula out. Got a handy one here. And all you want to do is just mix it around. Okay? That's really it. After you get to where you want to go ahead and then add on to the beef. Okay? And then the steak, or the beef, I should say, is really up to you how long it should be cooked. Some people like it medium rare. Some people like it well done. So it's really, really up to you. I like mine about medium rare to medium. So It's starting to cook, as you can hear it. Just stir it around. Nice and easy. That's it. The temperature gauge I have on, if you have an electric stove, is on 8. Okay? And the top, it goes all the way up to 9 to boil. Have on 8, you can have it on 7 if you want. Just stir it around. It's that simple. There's always something nice about cooking your own food. It's kind of rewarding. And you notice, when I cut my onions to cooking the onions, I haven't cried anything. Didn't have to wear sunglasses or anything like that, which makes the experience a lot better. That's it. So, now I'm going to let it just sit for a little bit. I'm going to put in my pepper. And then just a hint of salt, just a little bit. That was it. As you can see, I did more of the pepper than the salt, okay, always. Oh, now it's getting there. Really nice. I can smell it. It smells so good. See? Enjoy. Enjoy cooking. Enjoy making your own food. You'll need to always eat out. When you cook your own food, it's a lot healthier. You know what you put into it. You also know how fresh it is. And also how clean. Again, my cooking is very simple. Nothing extravagant. Nothing too complex. First of all, I like my food to be clean. I don't like to add a lot of things to it. And what you feed your body is how your body turns out. So if you want it to be nice and healthy, give it the food that it recognizes, stuff, you know, in its natural state. Then adding things, making it much more complex than it needs to be. My body knows, okay, he's got leek, meat, onions, pepper, salt. I can deal with that. But if I put butter, if I put other things in there, it starts getting more complicated. My body doesn't break it down as easy. And when you add more things, chances are, it might taste just a little bit better, but it's not as healthy. So you decide. Okay? Really nice. I like my onions to be nice and golden brown. A little bit on the brown side. Dark side. So I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Stir it up a little bit more. Then I'll add on to the meat. Okay? Okay. So my onions and my leeks are almost the way I like them. As you can see. Alright? Okay. So before that happens, before it gets to where I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and steam my broccoli. So I'm going to turn on the stove for the steamer. Because when you put in the meat, it's going to cook pretty fast, okay? So I have one of these. I'm going to put my broccolis in. I've washed them already. And the chunks and the pieces, really up to you how you like to eat them. Some people like them big pieces and then they just cut them as they eat them. Some people like them really small. I found the bigger, the easier it is to steam them and cook them because then they'll fall, okay? Remember, steaming is one of the best way to cook your vegetables because you don't take all the nutrients out. So, bring the water to a boil. My water is only this high. The only danger on that is that you really have to keep your watch on it because if the water's gone, then you're just like burning the pan, okay? So again, my water is really low here. And then I'm just waiting for it to boil. I'm going to drop the broccoli in there. And the broccoli doesn't hardly touch the water at all. Remember, if you boil your vegetables, a lot of the nutrients will be in the water itself. So you might as well just chuck away the broccoli and drink the water that the broccoli nutrients are all in, okay? So remember that. All right. We're just going to stir this a little bit. Okay, you can hear it. You see the steam coming up. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in. Put the lid on. I leave a little bit so that the steam come out so that it doesn't make noises. This one makes noises when it's just covered all the way up. So just leave it like that. Okay, this time right now, take your meat and put it on one side of the pan. Notice that my vegetable is on my vegetable. My leek and my onions are on this side, on half the pan. So that way it's separate for right now. That way I get the meat nice and cooked. Okay, leave it there. After the meat cooks to almost where I want it to be, I'm going to mix the leek and the onion together. Remember to wash your hands because I touched it with the meat, right? So while that's happening, really fast, wash your hands. Okay, so as you can see, the meat's cooking and the leeks are still on one side. The steamer's still going. Great. Now if I want to, I can add a little bit of salt on my meat. And then the pepper. I put lots of pepper. Just stir the meat around a little bit. That's it. Looks really good. I can really smell it. It really smells really fragrant. The leek, the onions, and the meat. Okay, I'm going to turn it up really high now because I just want it to cook in the end part. I don't necessarily want it to cook in the middle because I don't want my steak well done. Some people do. That's fine. But like I said, I like mine medium to medium rare. Okay, and again, your steamer is up to you how crispy you want it. I like my broccoli a little bit crispy, so I'm going to go ahead and cover it now and then turn it off. See how it's making that noise? Yeah. So the steam's still going, but the fire is off or the heat's off. Okay. My steak's almost ready. See how nice it cooked? Now what I'm going to do, mix it all together. Smells really good. I'm glad I didn't eat any bad food, didn't have any crisps or potato chips, didn't have any candy. Saved myself for good, healthy eating. Mix it really good. Let the onions and the leek, the flavor absorb into the meat. Okay, that's it. I'm going to let it sit for maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute. Just to let it cook. That was it. Nice and easy, right? Vegetables, healthy, steamed, and broccoli reduces cancer. Onions, leek, very good for your immune system. The meat, protein source. What more can you ask for? All right, let's see how it turns out. Okay, the stove is off. I've finished my lunch. So now, my plate, I'll put it right here so you guys can see. Yummy. I'm so proud of what I did. Smells good. It's really healthy. Nothing bad in this, right, whatsoever. Now, you're saying meat can be fattening. Yeah, cut off the fat before you cook it. Got my broccoli. Woo. Careful your fingers. Look how nice and green it is. Come on, you guys. There's no excuses not to eat healthy. Look at that. Don't tell me that doesn't look good. And trust me, it's going to taste really good. Now, that's it. That's really what it's all about. Now I'm gonna do another trick. My other video, I showed you how to make salsa. So I still have some left. Not from the other day, but I made some yesterday. Seriously, tomatoes, broccoli, onions, leek, and steak. That's it, you guys. All right, well, we don't want to just cook it, we also eat it. Here we go. Really, really good. So much more satisfying. Bon appetit. So good. See you again. Have a nice one. Thanks for joining.